Learning Matters is sponsored by McDonald's Restaurants of Central Pennsylvania and Hershey Foods.
Well, as any teacher will tell you, it is tough to keep kids tuned in. And sometimes, believe it or not, the wildest idea turns out to be the best way to get your message across. And David Daniels knows that firsthand. David is a teacher in Berks County, and you have found a rather exciting way to keep kids involved in learning. And I'd rather you just explain to our viewers rather than me tell them what it is.
That's right, Brad. What I have done is I thought to myself, wouldn't it be interesting if I could get the musicians who kids emulate to get across to the kids the values that any teacher in any classroom is trying to get across to them. And I get those values across to the kids through their heroes via interviews.
So what you have done is you go to these rock concerts.
Correct.
Sometimes unannounced, and
Correct.
say, hey, I have my video camera, I want to talk to the such and such rock star, and you've gotten carte blanche.
Correct, I have. And what I really find amazing is that I have gotten an overwhelming positive response, not only from the musicians, but those people at the record labels who have said to me, Mr. Daniels, we applaud what you're doing. It's a fantastic idea. Keep doing it. And they have lent me their support.
I know. I was very excited and very impressed when I heard this idea. I thought, boy, there is a great idea. Now, what sort of things do you ask these musicians?
Well, Brad, I keep it narrowed down to 4 questions. 4 questions which are relevant and pertinent to any teacher or student. The 4 questions are as follows. Number 1, what is your view on violence? What is your view on drugs? Why is it important to have good math skills? And why is it important to be able to read and write?
And these videotapes, these responses are the sort of thing a teacher can use in the classroom. If a kid says, you know, he doesn't like math, you can pop in the math one and say, well, you know, you like such and such star. And in fact, we have a clip from an interview you did with Eddie Money some time ago, and we can show our viewers that.
One of the most fundamental things that you can learn in society is learning how to read and write. It's such an important, it's the most important tool that you have to use at your disposal. And there's nothing more devastating than illiteracy, especially in this great country that we live in.
A lot of kids come up to me and say, well, I don't need to be able to add, subtract, divide, multiply. I'm going to have my count or somebody else do it. What have you found in your own career that could say to a kid, listen, no matter who you have, no matter who you entrust your money to, you still have to know something about it.
Long division is tough, kids. I know it's tough. It's very frustrating. And you've got to get over that hump. You've got to get in there and have math skills, basic math skills to figure something out. If you're in a grocery line and somebody might be ripping you off, or somebody that's not as smart as you, you're not going to get the right amount of change. You can't sit down and get a computer out. You can't depend on somebody else.
What's your take on violence and why a child should avoid it, especially in the inner city area?
Well, you got to be able to stand up for yourself. A lot of young men out there, little boys in the city, they grow up to be men quicker than men grow up to be men anywhere else. You know, being a kid in the streets of a city, especially the inner city, is very, very tough. And I have to say, basically speaking, it takes more courage to walk away from a fight than to get into one.
Eddie Money talking about long division. Who would have thought? Now, you know, what's impressive, too, is that you've done this on your own time, your own money. You just went out with this idea and made it happen.
Correct. I want to emphasize to the viewers, no one has said to me, we want you to go out and do this. I've done it because I have heard from kids in the classroom, why do we need to be able to do this, whether it be reading, writing, or math? Look at the people in the entertainment industry. They have accountants who take care of that for them.
Sure.
And I thought to myself, I want to dispel this fallacy. Also, I thought in the classroom, I'm not only teaching curriculum, but I'm trying to get across values to the kids. And a lot of times, the kids perceive teachers as being people who really don't have lives other than that in the classroom. So I feel that through these interviews, I'm helping to dispel myths about the entertainment industry. And I want to show the kids also, I do have a life.
Yeah, and you do enjoy rock music. Well, it sounds like the sky's the limit. A wonderful idea, and we wish you the best.
Thank you.
Good luck. Mary?